Is this, in my opinion, the perfect holster? Hello, welcome back to another installation. What would Lou do? So what's on the agenda for today, mateys? Well, if you've looked at the thumbnail, which technically doesn't yet exist, but will in the future, and then here I am talking to you from the past, but it'll seem like the present, and we're kind of caught up in this weird time travel little sort of merry-go-round. Never mind all that. So what are we covering today? Well, excuse me while I whip this out. We are covering this holster Ranchon. Oh yeah. So this is from the MIE Productions company, and this is for the P365 X Macro with TLR-7A. We've not yet put out a video on our X Macro build here. It is coming very soon. I just got other things ahead of it. But yes, we will be definitely reviewing this and showing you guys, you know, what all we did to it and how you can assemble one of these for yourself. So just gonna go ahead and say right up front that MIE Productions did send us this holster. We weren't paid to do a review on it or anything. We reached out to them because we were looking for a good holster for this particular model. So they sent us the holster and said, hey, you know, check it out. They're pretty confident in their product here, so that's good to see. So we are going to review this holster and give our honest opinion on it. Just because someone may send us something, we don't go out of our way to flatter them with our review or to curb our real thoughts and opinions. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of this holster, what my experience has been with it. This isn't something I've had for a week. I've had this for maybe going on 2 months now. And I've worn it every day, so I know pretty much everything there is to know about this holster. I also want to preface this by saying these are my thoughts and opinions. What I experienced with this holster may not be the same experience for someone else. I may think this is the most comfortable, most greatest holster in the world. Someone on their high horse might be thinking, oh, that's not a tier 1 or a T-Rex arms. Get it, man. Is it the perfect holster? Well, that is possible. And if there are any sort of reservations I have or any sort of dislikes or suggestions for improvements, then I will hold that until the end. So again, this is just my opinion. Love it, hate it, take it, leave it. I don't give a squat. So here's a closer look at the holster. It's a very nice looking holster, actually. I really like the looks of it. I've opted for the foamy clip, which I like the little design there, but it also can have the other style clips. I've not yet tried that style. I may end up doing that because I do have a couple of these clips from another holster that I'm not using anymore. And you can also see we've got the mod wing or claw attachment, and then here on the back side, you see we've got very nice detail. Nice holster. This is referred to as the Javelin. They do have a few different options that you can choose from. We just opted for this one. It's very nice retention. You can hear that. No rocking in here. There's like no wobble in there. It's not sliding back and forth. The retention is very good on it. What brought me to this holster to begin with was I was looking for a holster that would not damage my slide. I know, right? It's like finding a needle in a haystack because everyone's like, oh, it's just gonna happen. I've found that to not be true. It really depends on the design of the holster. What it really boils down to is that if you get this area right here, okay? If you get it tight against the grip module, then you can allow a little bit of space up here, and that won't scratch the sides, right? Because where you see damage usually is right here and right here. There is hardly a scuff or scrape on it. Now you see one right there. I think you can see that. It's right there on that line. That was actually from another holster, which got me looking for other ones. If you look on this side, same thing. No scratches. And if you look on the corners right there, no scuff. And if you have any of these SIGs, you know just how delicate, we'll say, their Cerakote can be. Sometimes just wiping them clean, you'll see, wait a minute, where did this mark come from? That I really hate. I'll be honest, I really hate that. So SIG, please improve that ASAP. So one thing I was really looking for in a holster, that it would not damage the slide, right? In my opinion, a really good fitting holster that will not only retain your firearm, but will protect the slide from damage. And I am happy to say that this is one of those holsters. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find that. If you guys have carried a gun at all, you know that probably the first few times you've drawn, you've started to notice holster wear on the slide. It's affordable, reliable, it's good and sturdy. Everything is tight. It allows for canting, as they say, or tilting, pivoting. I've found that when I do it like this, it's more of an eyesore for the way that I wear it, and I'll show you. So this is a pretty bulky gun as it is. The grip here is extended quite a bit from the previous versions. Let's just put it like this so you can see. I find that having it level is perfect for me. When I tilt it up like this, it tends to stick out more versus being closer to this belt line where this is pushed out. And so I tend to keep mine down like that, and it's, you know, less noticeable. I will say this Radian backstrap here that we have on there, right there, it makes it stick out a little bit more. If you look right here, you can probably see how it's bulking out right there, whereas the X Macro, it's actually flush right there. The sweat shield goes all the way up, which is good. I don't like when they stop right there. Now, some people complain that it pokes them in the belly or something. If you look right here, this one stops just shy of where the slide of the gun is, so it shouldn't be poking you or anything like that. If anything, the beaver tail here is what's going to poke you. So how is drawing from it? I can get a perfect grip on it. It gives you enough clearance there to where you don't scrape your knuckle, and you can just pull that right out. If you use a different Streamlight key or adapter, whatever you want to refer to it as, that will either push it further in or further out. And the one that they send with it, I think, is set up perfectly for the holster, because you can get right in there and you don't bump your finger on the claw attachment there. But me and my OCD self, I wanted the light a little bit further in, so that's why I, you know, kind of rigged up my own. Yes, I know. It's very annoying. You should try living with me. So we've covered a lot regarding this holster. And now the question remains, is this, in my opinion, remember, is this, in my opinion, the perfect holster? No. It's so close. It's so close. Because the main thing I've been looking for in a holster, just stay off my slide, man. Stay off. Scratch the grip module up all you want. There's no plastic, that's fine. But not here. Don't do that. And this one lives up to that expectation. No holster wear appearing on this thing, and I am so pleased about that. The retention on here is amazing. The way it looks, it even looks nice. It's affordable. I mean, what more could I be looking for? Well, the one problem I have with it, and there's literally just one problem I have with it, is the comfort. This, after a few hours of wearing it, will really begin to give me some pelvic pain. At first, I couldn't figure out what is it on here that is doing this, because it was just like a digging sensation right there, just digging. And eventually I found out what it is. And it is this section right here. So if you look here, you can kind of see we've got some steps going up, right? 1, 2, 3, So it's right in here. This, because it's so pushed out, this section right here just digs in to my pelvis so hard. Could that be corrected? Yeah, I could reprofile that with a heat gun and all. I can do that perfectly fine. I've actually taken a few holsters and completely reprofiled them, right? Made them for a different gun. I don't want to mess this up because entering and pulling out, that is where you will run into problems. If this doesn't go in there smooth anymore, it's obviously not going to work right, and you will start to get slide wear because it's going to be going in there like this. Now, as I'm looking through there, I can see there is about probably 1/4 of an inch of a gap. So the one suggestion, and I am suggesting this to the company, this edge right here, they reprofile that to be a little more rounded. That is my big grievance with it. It is uncomfortable after a while of wearing it. Now, again, that could be the way that I wear it. To someone else, it could be perfectly fine, right? If they wear those more in the middle, you know, this right here is going to be more flat against them. But because I wear mine kind of more like this is basically digging into me just like that. Also, you may or may not have noticed this little bit of duct tape right here. You're probably like, well, what's that for? There was one hot spot on here, on the holster, and it was beginning to rub right in this area. Now, this is not the only holster that's done this. They keep trying to rub on this area for whatever reason. And so instead of bending this out or doing something like that, I've just opted to put a little piece of duct tape right there. And that pretty much keeps it from rubbing that Cerakote down to the bare metal. If they could just like reprofile that to be more rounded, I would say that this would be, in my opinion, for me, the perfect holster. I've not had one that did all the things that I needed it to, had so much room for customization, and be so affordable and look good until this one. And I didn't have to pay $200 or $300 to get that. Paying almost $200 for a holster, that's for the birds, man. It ain't gonna be me. I don't, this, at the end of the day, this is plastic. This sheet of plastic right here, you could get for like $5 to $10, just this. So for you guys that like to do that, if you got deep pockets like that, you go right ahead. But me, But I am going to look into getting other holsters from this company for some of our other Pistolas, because the quality is outstanding. The fitment is fantastic. Everything about it is great, And this is just the base model, right? You can get all sorts of things on here, right? They accommodate for, the gas pedals, suppressors, suppressor heights, whatever. You can go down through the list and customize it as you need. So in my opinion, this is definitely a good purchase. So we definitely recommend the MIE Productions for your Pistolas. We will have a link to these in the description along with a discount code. That code is going to be WWLD10, right? That's WWLD10. So you put that in and check out, and you get yourself 10% off of one of these beautés. So friends, that pretty much wraps up today's video. And you can see I'm not just gonna stash this away because I'm just reviewing it for a day. Like I said, I've had this thing on me day after day after day. We run an honest channel here. No one's gonna buy our integrity or make us say things that we don't actually think. There's a couple of criteria that a product has to meet. It has to have value. Like, I have to see value in it. It has to be good quality, at least good quality. It may not be the best thing in the world, but it's got to be good. And usually the company themselves have to be someone that I would want to do business with in the future, right? Like, if it's some rude, just money hungry company, I don't have any interest in working with companies like that. In a way, I really like working with those smaller companies because it's a better relationship. They seem to care more about their product and their reputation, and they're usually more open to criticism versus the big ones, man. If you say one wrong thing about their product, they're like, cut. We are no longer friends with you. At the end of the day, as long as you maintained your integrity and honesty, then you did well. If you found this video helpful, we ask you to just strike that like, swell that bell, subscribe and vibe with us to make us feel all appreciated, baby. We appreciate you guys for watching. As we always say, seek the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near, because he is near unto those that be of a broken heart, and save such that be of a contrite spirit. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. He resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So cast yourself down before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Until next time, take care, and God bless.